Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's 8:26 and I'm about to start my one day with the BlackBerry Curve in 2022. I spent hours yesterday to really try to set it up as much as I can, try to download some custom things. I put a SIM card there, I put some games, I have Wi-Fi, I have also data on my SIM card. And yeah, it's tough without the BIS or the BlackBerry Internet Services, but let's see how this beautiful phone will perform years later after its initial release. And if you hear it first time and you like content like this, yeah, you might want to subscribe for the channel. Now let's start. It's already 9:17 in the morning, so I've had my second coffee and I'm just finishing off my breakfast, guys. Usually what I do at this point of time, I'm trying to check my socials, YouTube, Twitter, Telegram, all of this, and yeah, I have to tell that it's not so easy. I'm still able to use web and etc. I'm just showing this on the screen, but I'm not able to log into Twitter, and I just want to demonstrate it. The reason for this, I believe, is in Twitter changing APIs and also, of course, security protocols. So every time I try to log in via web service to Twitter or to Facebook, I hit on a rock. So sadly, it doesn't really work. I tried also to install some third-party clients and etc. Right now, I don't have a way to connect to Twitter, etc. Unable to connect using the Connect security settings. Please contact your service provider. Some users suggested that you can change the settings inside, which I pretty much did, so that I point out in my security settings that I'm using a handheld device, but this really still doesn't work. So, besides this, what I usually do at this point of time, guys, I try to play some music. And honestly, the BlackBerry is still a king of doing this. You might be surprised, but if I go inside my music player, guys, and I can show you, I have downloaded so many songs that I can listen right now. And the best part that I like about this phone is, yeah, come closer, let me show you guys. It has physical controls. This here being the play and the pause button, alright. I have also here a control on my volume, right? You can just see how the volume raises and goes down. And of course, I can also go and choose my next songs. And to have this option in a device small like this, just fits in your palm, is absolutely awesome. If you have been watching my channel, you know that I try to emulate this on the bigger Samsung phones, the one that really have like a full screen, using good luck as some modules so that I'm really able to reach out to my music directly from my pocket. But just having these controls here is absolutely unprecedented. And speaking, by the way, about controls, BlackBerry Curve is a little nice tricky device, guys. You have so many physical buttons. So here, guys, you have a button. You press this button and you can initialize voice dialing. This is absolutely insane. Now back to my music, all right? But then you have here the volume rocker, and you have, guys, also a dedicated camera button. So later on, while my day unveils, guys, I'm gonna try to shoot some pics, and yeah, you know, we can even zoom on a phone like this, which is not so bad at all, guys. Right now, I'll just keep listening to the music, guys, and essentially I can still check some of the news because I have a fully functional browser. So if I type news, for example, here, and I go to the search button, I will still be able to access my local news via the Google search. So really praising Google from the fact that it still works. Later on to the video, I'm gonna show you the various apps that I was able to install. And yeah, some of them work, some of them really doesn't work. At the end of the day, guys, it's just like a hit and miss. So this phone came out 2009, so don't really expect some miracles. But the best part is that I was able to put a SIM there, and as you can just see, guys, let me just go to my home screen. I'm able to get here Edge network, which is actually eventually 2G. I'm also able to connect to my Wi-Fi. So really, there are still things that you can do. And honestly, the call quality is very nice. I'm gonna later do a call in front of the camera so that you can also check that one. And don't forget, guys, you still have this nice functionality. And also, I was able yesterday to spend some hours to just install stuff that probably I will never use. But now, while I'm enjoying my coffee, I might as well also try to play a new game. Yeah, you guessed it correct, guys. What I'm having here on the phone is indeed Space Invaders. I mean, it's still something, right? I think this still counts as something, guys. So although, of course, it's not the best gaming experience, at least it's a classic game that you can try to play on your phone. All right, guys, fast forward to next hours and see what I'm able to do with my BlackBerry phone. You can see me having a call here with one of my friends. Honestly, if I would have asked him, do you know I'm talking from a phone that is 12 years old, nobody would have guessed. So doing a phone call with the BlackBerry Curve in 2022, almost 2023 is not impossible, and the call quality, by the way, is great. Also, speaker works, all intact, not too bad for a device released in 2009. Fast forward 2 hours, it's already 2 in the afternoon, and there are certain restrictions, certain limitations that I simply don't know how to deal. But I think that we need to address kind of the elephant here. Starting this year, BlackBerry announced that they're putting an end for support for all the BlackBerry devices that run on the old BlackBerry OS. This one here is OS 5, but there are recent devices like BlackBerry OS and also BlackBerry 10. And also, the very important stuff, this also meant an end to the so-called BIS, or the BlackBerry Internet Services. But what does BIS mean and how does this impact the life of a regular BlackBerry user? But let me show you something. If I go here in my settings, into the services status, guys, you can just see the BlackBerry Internet Service is not connected, so is the BlackBerry Enterprise Server. So there are certain apps that don't longer work, but the main functionality, guys, now if I'm feeling like a Wall Street exec in the late 2000 and something, you would have sipped your coffee, you know, smoke a cigar and then send some emails and check the stocks. Right now, you're not longer able to use the BBM, the BlackBerry messaging, and also use the standard email client and all of this. And that's really very annoying. The truth to be told, and thanks to Crackberry, I was able to stumble upon the Bold Explorer, and it's a very nice site, guys, explaining what happens after that for the BlackBerry, right? So apparently there is also life after that. Even without the BIS, you're still able to set up this device and use it. This here is the Bold Explorer, and it really does tell the story how you can set up your BlackBerry without the BIS, the BlackBerry Internet Service. There is also a very nice introduction explaining why we're here and probably why you are browsing this site. Focuses on outdated security and the fact that you probably will not be able to use your BlackBerry if you don't have any 3G or 2G carriers. But guys, in case you have a carrier that supports 2G and 3G and you're very eager to get your BlackBerry going, even in 2022 or in 2023 or whatever you're watching this video, there is the Bold without BIS guide. And guys, this site provides really some very nice instructions on what exactly will work, how exactly it will work, what exactly will not work. And also, guys, if you go here and you click on the app information, specifically this one here, working and that app list, you're gonna get very nice links, either to OTA, putting this OTA links directly on your BlackBerry and install them from there, or just download directly files and install those files, those packages directly from the BlackBerry Desktop Manager. And there are plenty of things that you can do. Certainly, if I have to group these things into both elements, there are applications that you can just download and you can just install on your phone using the BlackBerry Desktop Manager. And there are several other applications that you can just directly sideload using the OTA, which means that you need to open your browser and get to a site and download a JAD or JRR file. And some of them work, don't get me wrong, I can later show you guys what I've installed, but it's been really a pain in the neck, if you get what I'm meaning. Yesterday, for example, I spent 1.5 hours just trying to install the BlackBerry World on my device. I had to go down to archive.org and find really some old files buried somewhere in the very deep states in the internet. But then I understand that the BlackBerry World doesn't really work, and many of the BlackBerry apps, guys, they were really designed to use the connection to the BlackBerry service. Now, the BIS thing sounds fancy, the BlackBerry Internet Service, but in the end of the day, it really relied on some BlackBerry backend servers that will provide, you know, these services to the user, sending encrypted emails and all of that. And now with that said, guys, I want to deep dive and show you what you can do with the BlackBerry in 2022. And yeah, it's not really so much, I can tell you. So all limitations that are imposed by the fact that the BlackBerry Internet Service is gone are the one side of the coin. But the other side, guys, of the coin is the fact that the security protocols on this little beauty here, they're just very outdated. And this explains why I was not able to connect to Twitter and to many of the other apps hanging around, which means that if you want to use this as a daily driver in 2022, well, it's not impossible, guys, because you still have core functionality provided your carrier can support 2G, right? And in some states in the US, I think that 2G is long gone, so you don't really have a chance to use that one. But hey, it does also support messaging. So if you want to write SMSs and just send SMSs, it will really work. Also, of course, sending SMSs with emoji. And then guys, if you want to take this baby one step further and really be very hardcore, you can just try to sideload via OTA some of the apps, or just even install them via the BlackBerry Desktop Manager, which I'm going to show later in the video. And then eventually going to get something like probably 50-60% of the functionality of a modern smartphone. So if that's really for you and you like the form factor, then you can still use that one. But if you're not so much into social, if you just want to read your news using a very slow browser that is really very nice to use, well, this phone can be still your go-to phone, or at least can be a very good backup phone. Now that we have addressed the elephant in the room, it's just time for me to tell you what I really love about this device. And the first thing is the writing. Now, the physical keyboard was really a big thing. 10-15 years ago, this was really a must, and you know how all the execs reacted when iPhone released a phone just with a screen? Yeah, but then you all know what happened. Now I have to tell you guys, initially I thought it was really very hard to type on this one, but you know, once you really get used to it, you can be really very fast. Now, you will not be so fast compared to typing on a very big screen, but still, this comes handy. The only problem that I have is just when I need to press the alt symbols here, or when I need to press the caps and I need to go there. This could be a bit annoying because we're just now so much used to these virtual keyboards. But eventually this is a nice thing to have, or at least it was a nice thing to have back in the days. Honestly, they don't make phones like this anymore. I know that there are very few phones on the market with a physical keyboard. Else, what really impressed me with the phone is that it's very easy to use. We have here this main screen with access to your messages, to your SMSs, to your contacts, your calendar. Then you have, of course, also the browser here. And guys, something very clever is the navigation. Think of this like being something you have on the bottom of a mouse. It just works the same way, but you can just see it's very interactive, and you can just navigate very easily just with your one thumb. Going there and clicking there will get you access to the sound profile, and you have all these various options. You can set up different ringtones, and it's really very easy to handle. Now, clicking this button here will get you inside the menu where you have all the media. So you have the music here, you have the videos, you have all the pictures, and yeah, I am going to also take some pictures and videos and show them to you. You have the ringtones, you have also some voice recorders, etc. Please note that the camera was forbidden on this phone, so I had to use the BlackBerry Desktop Manager to factory reset it and remove this ID policy. Right, then here we have the SMSs and the MMSs, we have the contacts, we have the calendar, and the calendar pretty much was okay back in the days. Now, of course, everybody's using Outlook, and there is still a way for you to try to synchronize this to Outlook, but I think it's going to be painful. We have the browser here, then you have the media files, you have the clock. I mean, come on. This is really stylish, right? Then guys, you have the camera here, you have the BlackBerry world that doesn't really work, and you have also a help menu with some nice animations, guys. And you know, just this navigation, I know it feels retro, it feels old school, but you know, I kind of really used to grow up like this, and for me that's not something really not common. We have the instant messaging, the BlackBerry Messenger that I told you, the BBM. This doesn't really sadly work. Then you have here all the applications, and by the way guys, just pay attention. We have a memo pad, you have Tasky, you have a calculator, a very capable one, and then guys, this is not a joke. You have Word to go, Excel to go, and PPT to go. And I mean, this really was the power of the BlackBerry, guys. Imagine this device in 2009 and you really get all your presentations, all your spreadsheets, or your contacts and your SMSs and emails in one phone. I mean, this was really the ultimate business machine. Access to your files, very capable file browser, by the way. Then here, guys, the next menu is the voice dialing, password keeper, and save messages, composing, and etc. It really was pumped up to the max. Next one is games, and yeah, BlackBerry, they have games, guys. They even have here the brick breaker, so it was not really just meant to be a phone for like old people, right? You could have some fun and play some games. And later on, guys, I'm gonna show you, I managed to also install Space Invaders. And by the way, take a look at the display. I mean, come on, that's not bad, right? It's not bad really. Or at least it was not bad at the days, but even to the standards right now, it's just usable. Then you have access to your downloads, where I tried, of course, to implement Facebook. I tried to implement a VR radio. And guys, I promised you guys, it's the Space Invaders. And this is absolutely crazy, because who ever thought that, yeah, someone somewhere will kind of like do a game like this? And you can navigate very easily here with the keyboard, and then of course try to shoot the enemies there. So it was the ultimate business machine, but it was also meant to be used as a leisure device, you know. Between all your fancy meetings, when you have a cigar and a coffee, why not play? And then guys, Opera Mini. I was also able to install Opera Mini. This was a site that I was not able to open with the regular browser. Now apparently with the Opera Mini, I can say that there are things that you can browse, right? So if you go on the internet, you use Google, some of the things, yeah, they're there, but not all of them. And eventually on this tiny screen, it's going to be more or less problematic. But I mean, the spirit is there. There are really a lot of apps. You can just go and try to download them. The problem is that most of those sites hosting those apps are either gone, so you have to search on some alternative locations to download. Things are working, but far less compared to what was working before. But again, don't forget to check the Bold Explorer, because this guy put this tremendous guide there, and you can just get a very good understanding on all the apps that worked either at some point of time and now are dead, or work right now, and you can either download and install them via the desktop manager, or use an OTA directly, install them via JAD or jar, which is the Java. But now back on the phone, guys. See, the menu is really very useful. Let me show you something. You go inside the settings, guys, and then you have all of your settings. You have here the BlackBerry version of the smartphone, the cryptographic kernels, and all of this. And it's really organized in a very pleasant way. And of course, don't expect something fancy, right? We don't have here popping up windows or recent task manager. But guys, this phone has a nice multitasking. So let me show you something. When I click on the button here, guys, there is something called Switch Application. And guys, see, I have now already opened this application. So the Opera is opened, my phone is open, and the home screen is open as well. So if I go here now, and also the game is open, but if I go to the Opera, boom. So certainly this was very impressive that a phone like this supported multitasking, you know, like so many years ago. And in this form factor, yeah, now I understand why they were so great. So before I wrap up this video, I want to still show you guys two things, not my cat. First thing is going to be, see here guys, when I click this button, magic. Hardware button, hardware shutter button, guys, to access the camera. So apparently first thing is going to be me taking some pictures and a video. Then I'm going to go over my PC and I want to show you the BlackBerry Desktop Manager, because I still believe it can be very useful if you decide to use this device in 2022 or later. Alright, so guys, camera has a very straightforward interface. I mean, you can just, boom, take a picture, right? But guys, it even gets better than this, because you can use this one here. You see what happens, guys? Let me show you on Mario. So if I try, by the way, I can zoom up, and oh my god, it's 5x digital zoom. Don't get yourself too excited. I do believe that the camera was not among the main features BlackBerry wanted to push, and it kind of explains why iPhone and all the others really had better cameras. And yeah, you know how this story ended. Once taking a picture, you have the option to set it as a wallpaper, to rename it, to delete it, or to send it to someone and take another picture. But it gets even more interesting when you are inside the camera, and that's the viewfinder, by the way, and viewfinder is quite responsive. And you click here on the menu, guys, you have some links available. The media home, the view pictures, the options, and also, guys, the video camera. But I want to show you guys the options. White balance. Imagine this phone had a setting on white balance. I mean, come on. That's really to be appreciated. Also the picture size, that's the resolution right there. I can go for large, medium and small. Also picture quality, like super fine, fine and normal, and color effect. Also when you click here, you're gonna get a bunch of color effects, and guys, store it on the media card or on the device storage. But the best part is video camera. Once you click on the video camera, guys, you're gonna get here, yep, it's your video camera. And guess what, guys, zooming on your video also works. And when I'm recording right now a video, when I'm recording the video, by the way, right, my focus now is locked, I cannot zoom anymore, but see here, guys, you have this nice LED indication that you are shooting indeed a video. Maybe these pictures are not bad at all. And now it's time for me to jump on my PC and show you the BlackBerry Desktop Manager and what you can do. And I do believe that this is probably going to be my day off with the BlackBerry, because I'm really very eager to return to my normal smartphone. This here is the BlackBerry Desktop software. It only requires you to connect your BlackBerry Curve to your PC using a marked USB cable, and then your BlackBerry is presented here. And the best part, guys, from here you have so many things. You have guides, you have access to support tools, and by the way, this is what I've used Reset to Factory Settings to remove the ID policy. Okay, just in case saying if the camera something like this is forbidden. But from here, guys, you have access to your BlackBerry. You can back it up. You can also go to device options and trigger. See backup, see media, see the enterprise email. Of course, now, yeah, you pretty much know a lot of these things doesn't really work. But what does work is, guys, you're able to push applications from here.
you can just see those are all the apps that I have installed manually. Facebook via radio, Opera Mini, the BlackBerry App World, and etc. Yeah, some of them work, some of them don't really work, but you can just get access also to your memory, see a nice indication. And also, guys, contacts organizer. You can import, you can pretty much use your phone as a normal phone what contacts and contact management is concerned. Also, of course, you have media and sync, right? You have pictures and you have videos. And now, guys, let's just appreciate the pictures. Let's look at the pictures and just see the quality. And as we can expect, this was, by the way, the one taken with zoom. As we can expect, guys, they're not really great. But again, BlackBerry was really never about the cameras. Yes, it is what it is, guys. And now I'm even more thrilled to watch the video. So yeah, let's just now try to see. Okay, let's just see how a video with the BlackBerry will work.
See how this is going to look like. Yeah, but it is what it is, guys. I mean, I told you, don't expect any miracles. That's really an old phone, and BlackBerry was not really the company to put an emphasis on the camera.
It's not really that worse.
Stop the work. And when I'm recording right now a video, when I'm recording the video, by the way, right, my focus now is locked. I cannot zoom anymore. But see here, guys. You have this nice LED. We can do another one this time.
Let me know what you think. Is this still get your game going on, or is this something that you absolutely cannot use?
So more or less, those are the things that I was able to do during my day, which is almost like my whole day with the BlackBerry. If I have to give my final conclusion, I do believe that I for sure can do phone calls, I for sure can send messages, I for sure can check web and listen to music. Probably also take some pictures, do a video, well, play some games. And you know, just while listing all these points, in fact, there are still some things that this phone can do. Right, released 2009, guys. So we still don't have to just throw it in the bin. Of course, the main point is the BlackBerry internet services are gone, so you cannot really use, let's say, the best or the core functionality of this phone, which is really secure messaging, but it still can do some of the other stuff. So if you live in an area where you have Edge or 2G and 3G, it probably will still get you going, not as a primary phone, but as a backup phone. And if you're really hardcore, as I told you, visit the Bolt Explorer, and then you can probably even try to synchronize this with Outlook, get all kind of email class on this, and yeah, just even take it to the next steps. So this was the one day with my BlackBerry Curve in 2022, and yeah, let's just see how this video is going to age. VST over and bye.